Hello everyone. I have decided to not do a... Oh, why am I wearing my glasses? I don't need my glasses to see. Hey everyone. I have decided to do a quick video for my last Meet Me in the Field podcast of 2018. I can't believe this year has gone already. I decided to reflect on my own spiritual journey for the year and to see what happened, where I went, and what happened to my spirituality. As always, I didn't make any notes. I'm not editing this, so let's shoot away. There's a few things that stand out for me very significantly for this year. The first thing is that through Meet Me in the Field, I have met some amazing people. Actually, I think every person that I spoke to during this year for Meet Me in the Field is somebody absolutely special. Some of them just came with lessons for me personally, and I'm quite sure that people that didn't necessarily teach me lessons could have taught you lessons, and I hope that is the case. But if I quickly reflect on those lessons, one thing that stands out for me is the concept of, what shall we call it, eco-worrying. to be an eco-warrior. That sounds really out for me. If I quickly think, I spoke to Christina about this and to Paul specifically. I tried to get one or two other people also to speak to me about this, but that hasn't happened yet. And I hope it will. But those podcasts really changed my life. I became so aware of what we are doing to our environment with specifically plastics. And I started making eco bricks because of it, and I feel so much of a better person because of it. So that was two podcasts that comes to mind very, very quickly. Something else was my chat to Johan, which brought to light to me the history of the start of the Muslim faith in South Africa. And what that brought to me was a sense of, either a word like insularity, that I'm actually quite insular in the way I live my life, and my knowledge of history in South Africa. And a need has arisen for me to know more about where I come from, what is happening in my area where I live. Also, my chat to somebody like Alka brought to me a significant awareness of my position as a white male in South Africa. I'm also busy reading her book at the moment, which is amazing, and we talked about her book. And I find that difficult to read because my first reaction, I want to be angry at her for writing the truths that she's writing. And then once the initial kind of, who are you? How dare you say this is over? Then I can reflect back at me and see what I have to own up to as a white man in South Africa. I'm also looking at this picture, I'm showing to my screen, hanging behind me. My chat to Yvette, the mental health warrior that I spoke to, and the artist. Yvette, thank you so much. I hope you like the frame that the picture is in. I like it. I hope you like it too. But I love having it on my. I love having it on my wall. It just brings so much joy to me. And thank you so much for putting that on special so that I could afford it. I'm also thinking of somebody like Lynn, a recovery warrior. Oh wow, I spoke to so many people in recovery, and each and every one has such an amazing message. And that message is, even if it's only just that, to get clean and stay clean are possibilities, and there are people in the world doing it on a daily basis, and that each one of us is an amazing miracle, and we should live our lives in that miracle because it's possible. So yeah, that's very, very special to me as well. So in terms of my own spiritual journey, except for having met wonderful people and having learned amazing lessons and looking at myself and where I come short in my life and where I can better my life. I have also gone through some things in my own life which I found quite spiritual. And one set of events that I got faced with this year was death. And I specifically think of my father-in-law, Jaco's dad, who passed away 30th of August from cancer. And then my aunt, who recently passed away, I think it was the 18th of December, also from cancer. And those are two deaths very close to me. And what I learned from that is, it sounds weird, but we really, really need to live life today, for today, because we don't know what we have tomorrow. And it sounds weird that at the age of 51 I should know these lessons, but you know, I didn't realize it, and I'm not going to punish myself for it. It is what it is. But I definitely realized that there's a very, very fine line between life and death, and that we need to appreciate the people whom we have in our lives while we have them, and that we need to live our lives in appreciation of the people whom we have in our lives. Also, what I learned is that we can go through very, very turbulent times in our lives and hurt and emotions without having to suppress those emotions by, for instance, picking up a drink or a drug. For that, I'm very grateful, because I think as an addict, one always has reservations about can you get through things. But most of all, what I learned is that I can be strong for other people. I can be of service to people who are in pain, and that's a lovely experience to go through. Then things that happened for me as well is I grew spiritually in terms of my relationship with my higher power, nature. And specifically what happened there for me is my realization, and that I have to thank Tyson and Pokka and Tyson for. Sounds weird. My cats. By the way, Tyson's birthday was yesterday. He turned 8 on Christmas Day. So happy birthday, Tyson. Our cats have really brought a sense of spirit to me in terms of walking with them in our complex and realizing or becoming so aware of the small things that happen around us in nature, looking at the different angle of the sun at different times of the year, looking at plants growing and when spring comes, even plants growing in winter and they don't grow in summer, the construction of flowers, things I never took really notice of before. And it dawned on me suddenly that I don't have to feel guilty about the fact that higher power is nature is my higher power, and that I don't necessarily like going on hikes and climbing mountains and going for long walks on the beach. I know it sounds weird, but it just is what it is. But I love being in my garden and seeing a rose busy forming or any plant busy getting a bloom and anticipating the beautiful flower that's coming. And once the flower is there, to appreciate it for what it is, and to look at its structure. And that's absolutely amazing. So I'm calling myself I know a naturalist kind of is my nudist. I'm not. So I don't have to climb a mountain to appreciate nature. I'm a mini naturalist. I can appreciate nature in its smallness. And that is a realization that came to me, which I really enjoy. And there's a bloody fly flying around me at the moment. But that is summertime, so we have to appreciate that for what it is as well. Another thing that happened for me this year in terms of spiritual growth and nature specifically is my 2 bird feeders right outside my window. The one on the ground, planted in the ground, and the other one hanging from a pole that I've hit into the wall. And to have the birds just outside my window created such an awareness with me of nature, of the sound of birds, of the presence of birds, of what they really look like. Because I can sit here and look at a bird really, really close from close by without disturbing them. Something that I won't necessarily be able to do outside. And I absolutely love that. I really appreciate the fact that that realization came up for me, that I can do that, that I can invite birds into my space. And the birds have become a form of a spiritual awareness, but also a counseling tool. And I love that. I love the fact that clients become aware of the bird sounds, become aware of the birds at the window. It takes us out of ourselves. So I don't want to go too long, but for me, 2018 has been an amazing year. I went through possibly the most amazing time in my life. I had such a time of such joy and fulfillment and happiness that a period that I never ever thought could be possible in my life. There's one more thing. One thing that really changed for me this year is the meditation, the way I meditate, and it's a meditation app inside Timer that started working for me. And I never realized how close I can be to meditation and how beautiful a meditation experience can be. That I can actually really go inside and just become quiet, not necessarily in my head, but in my spirit, and invite a sense of spirit into me for a certain period during the day, and take that calmness with me into the day. And that's amazing. I really, really love that. So in terms of a spiritual practice, I have truly grown in terms of my meditation. And it was also this year that I did the Meet Me in the Field, Another Green Patch journey through meditation on Meet Me in the Field. So for that, I'm truly, truly grateful. Such a beautiful path that I walked. And that just leaves me with a great sense of gratitude for the possibility that I have to put a podcast out there, to be able to post videos, and to put something out there to not know without getting anything back from it. But when the last time I pulled stats for Meet Me in the Field, that was about in September, we had over 10,500 downloads. So there's people listening to it, and I think people are getting something out of it. And actually, I have very, very odd occasion people coming to thank me for the podcast, and they've listened to things and they really enjoy it. And that brings me great, great joy. So I'm very grateful for the ability to put Meet Me in the Field out there. I'm very grateful for each and everyone who have contributed. If I haven't given you a Meet Me in the Field bracelet yet, please let me know so that I can get a Meet Me in the Field bracelet to you, because sometimes I forget. But I'm filled with gratitude for the contributors. I'm filled with gratitude for the people who listen to it. And I say thank you, and please, for the new year. What are we looking at in the new year? Jaco said to me earlier today, what are your goals for Meet Me in the Field? And my answer was that Meet Me in the Field is not a business. I don't have a business plan. I do it just to put things out there. So he said, so what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. I'm going to do some of the same. But I do have some gaps that I want to fill. And one of the gaps is I did that Meet Me in the Field chat about spiritual journeys, most specifically about the Camino. I still want to talk to somebody who's done the Hajj. So if you've done the Mecca spiritual journey, please contact me. I would love to talk to you about that experience. I would also like to make Meet Me in the Field less lily white and speak to more people of different colors and cultures, to myself and to most of my listeners, I presume. And let's get that part of spirituality and embrace the difference in us, in the spirit. And guys, this brings me to nearly 15 minutes. I wish you all a very, very happy festive season, and wishing you all of the best for 2019, and hope that we can meet in the field and have a conversation. Much love. Bye.